How's it guys, Munash here, and today we have the very last war of season 21. So for this one I actually did manage to bring Quake, although I only used her for one fight. Then I also decided to bring Guardian, who I also just used for one fight. So I guess you're mostly gonna see more Nick Fury doing Nick Fury things in this war. Because I did have a few interesting fights on the stun reflection nodes, which you'll see a bit later. But first I'm going to jump on to part 7, and then later on I'll switch to part 9. And yeah, this is kind of what we do now, just because it makes a bit more sense in terms of roster and placements. So the guy who does part 9 now has a rank 3 Red Hawk, so he just eats Hazard Shift for breakfast. Okay, so first up we have Corvus Glaive on Kinetic Transference and Power Bond, and this is a rank 3 Corvus, which I will have very soon. Sorry, I just had to say that. So yeah, I was considering going with Guardian for this one because I thought, with Kinetic Transference I'll be able to block a lot of special attacks, or rather parry a lot of special attacks to get a bit more power. But if he doesn't cooperate and he doesn't want to throw that special 1 more frequently and then eventually also special 2, then I can't block that since it's unblockable. And then also with Guardian's high block proficiency and the perfect block on parrying special attacks, you'll gain even more power with Kinetic Transference. So yeah, I thought that might be a bit risky, so I'm just going to use Quake for this one. Okay, so go in and just a standard heavy dex, no stubborn in play here, so yeah, I don't have to heavy only or heavy parry. Just your typical Quake fight, which I have not done that much this season. But yeah, I might go back to doing part 6 or some other part in the next season, just because it'll allow me to bring more attacking options. Or rather to bring champs who can counter more fights, because part 9 can be pretty niche sometimes. Like I'll have to bring one champ just for one fight, and then another champ for 2 fights, and then one more champ to do the rest of them. So yeah, at least on other parts I can use Quake a bit more, and she can handle a lot of fights. So yeah, we'll see. Might just go back to that next season. And also starting on part 7 just gives me a bit more freedom as well, because I don't have to bring an immune champ for Hazard Shift. And I probably could have also done this fight with Nick Fury. It just would have taken much longer because, Corvus won't take damage from the bleeds. But yeah, it's pretty simple with Quake, so might as well just use her. Very safe. And really just nothing to worry about. Okay, so I drop my heavy attack, finish with the combo, and he goes down. Alright, and now moving on we have Human Torch, and he has Power Bond and Matador. So I won't be really gaining any power unless he throws a special attack in this fight, and then, with Power Bond it's really not really a big deal, so I'm using Nick Fury. He doesn't have power control, so that's not going to be an issue. So yeah, very simple fight with Nick Fury, just gotta, parry, do my usual 4-hit combo. Just to get that light ending bleed without using that extra medium attack. And yeah, it doesn't really matter which special he throws. I can dex both of them pretty comfortably. But that special 1 that he threw there, I actually was blocking at the time. And I don't know what happened there, but it's like I parried and then it didn't allow me to dex it after the parry. But I wanted to still try to dex that last hit just so he doesn't get the smolder. And then it ended up hitting me. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. Because I didn't mean to parry that first hit, but yeah, at least I managed to dex the next one. And now I'm going to move on to section 2 and switch to part 9. So first up we have Annihilus with Window of Opportunity Stun and One Eye Open. So I was actually considering bringing a counter for this fight, just somebody who can actually deal with Annihilus's buffs. But I figured I probably don't really need to. I can actually take him out with Nick Fury. Just make sure I don't parry him. And he isn't defensive at least, so I don't have to worry about stubborn. And I can get a very comfortable intercept with the light attack as he dashes in. So yeah, the fight started off pretty well, but then things got really dodgy. And you'll see that just now. Okay, so he catches me dashing back. Then I eat a combo. So yeah, I took an annoying amount of damage there. Okay, now I'm trying to bait the special 1. He throws it fortunately, I can just punish it quite comfortably. And now I want to bait another one, but I didn't have much space and he was pushing me back quite a bit, and then I ended up actually eating that first hit. And then, yeah, I don't know if I let go of my block there, because, yeah, I did not intend to do that, so that was a bit odd. The way I got hit there. So I'm trying to regain control of the fight now. So I'm going to go back with the light intercepts. Yeah, I threw a special one, and I parried the first hit, but I couldn't dex the second one. Quite similar to the Human Torch fight. So yeah, that's just an annoying mechanic. It's like he doesn't allow you to dex once you've parried that first part. Okay, so I have 3 bars of power, so I might as well throw that special 3. Gain back a bit more health with adrenaline. Okay, now it's at 17%, so yeah, it should be going down quite quickly now, because at least it's an assassin. So yeah, 2 more combos, and he goes down. So yeah, that was quite a sketchy fight, I must say. I didn't expect it to go that poorly, but yeah, that's why I like Nick Fury for Section 2 of Part 9. Because worst case scenario, I would have just lost the decoy, and then he would have gone down pretty quickly once the real Nick Fury comes out. Okay, now moving on, and I didn't want to use too many potions to heal up Nick Fury, so I decided to use a combat regen boost. Because that's the boost I don't use very often. It's the least valuable boost in my opinion. So yeah, I'd rather just use one of those instead of using a bit more health potions. Okay, and now we have M.O.D.O.K with Window of Opportunity, Stun, and Empowered Immunity. So this is a pretty good matchup for Nick Fury. And it's a fight that I'm very comfortable with because I've done it so many times this season. So yeah, I like to go in and just bait that heavy attack to get an opening without relying on parrying or intercepting. And I decided to disable his force field before I actually drop a full combo and make sure I can do it quickly enough. I believe it's 7 seconds it reforms, and I had a very interesting interaction in this fight because I did manage to actually shut down the stun reflection node with Nick Fury just thanks to having the pacify mastery. So what I did was I parried him just before it would come back, and it just didn't come back. So I thought that was a pretty interesting interaction. I never actually tried it before, but I figured it would work. Just have to make sure that they are stunned at the time that it would come back, and then you have a 30% chance to bypass it with max pacify. So yeah, when it does work, it just makes the fight a lot easier because now you don't even have to worry about the stun reflection. You know, you can parry as much as you want without any consequences. So now it's a very basic M.O.D.O.K fight now. Like all he really has is stubborn. So yeah, pretty standard fight for Nick Fury. Okay, now moving on to the last section, I'm going to put on my last set of boosts. So I'm going to go with the Greater Champion boost and a lesser attack boost. I figured since it's the last war of the season, I probably won't boost until the next season. So yeah, might as well just be extra safe. Just to finish strong for my sake, because the war was already won at this stage. These guys didn't really try very hard, they just wanted to clear the map because, you know, they already solidified their position. So we did end up going into practice mode towards the end and just let people try out a few fights. So I'm going to be taking the Stunning Reflection Cosmic Ghost Rider with Nick Fury, and this is not exactly a very good matchup for Nick Fury since Cosmic Ghost Rider is bleed immune. So the damage won't be very good, particularly when I'm in the first stage because most of Nick Fury's damage does come from the bleeds. But Nick Fury does just fine for this matchup still. It's actually not that difficult as long as you can play around Stunning Reflection, so no parrying. And with Polka power, you're not going to gain any power in this fight, which is also just fine for Nick Fury. So I just go in and just bait a heavy attack to get an opening, and then I'm going to start intercepting a bit more. And I just want to bait a special one because I find it fairly easy to dex, and I can punish right afterwards. And you sort of have to dex that last hit slightly early to reliably punish it. And then I'm going to start doing a bit of backdrafting, or as I like to call them, cheesy intercepts. But yeah, it just makes playing around Stunning Reflection a bit easier. Then we had a period where we just decided to stop throwing special attacks for a while. I'm just trying to bait the special one. And he's like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna throw it. Nah, I don't want to throw the special attack. But eventually he does, because, you know, they always do. Then I can start punishing again. Then I am gonna hold block just to bait a heavy attack. Or that second medium of his combo. Get an easy opening. Bait the special one again. So yeah, I can kind of see why one would place Cosmic Ghost Rider on this node. He is Incinerate immune, so you can't disable the stun reflection like that. Then I try to backdraft Intercept again, but this time he does dash back and manages to punish me. I guess it's my fault for not having him in the corner first. But yeah, it's kind of like he threw an Uno reverse card on me. Fortunately, he didn't punish me too much. Still have most of the health I started with. And he's going down pretty steadily. And I'm still in decoy mode, which is always nice. You could use a poison champ like Black Widow Clairvoyant to get it done. But really, I mean, he's not defensive, so it's not the most difficult fight, and he doesn't have like any really annoying mechanics defensively, so yeah, I suppose you can use pretty much any champ for this one. It's just more a matter of, you know, how well you can, you know, play around the stun reflection node and just the XC special attacks. So yeah, not the best matchup, but still was a pretty countable fight for Nick Fury. And now we have Apocalypse with the best defense, brute force, spry, and limber. So I'm going to use Guardian for this one, since he is pretty good at Apocalypses in general. And also works really well for this node, just due to his high block proficiency. And for this one I actually wanted to test that out, so what I did was I actually deliberately avoided trying to parry him for pretty much the whole fight. So I'm just going to keep holding block to bait that heavy attack or that second medium to get those easy openings. And then throw a special one to pull up the charges. And I do want to throw two of them, but I actually made a slight mistake where I threw the second one a little bit early, so the charges ended up falling off before I threw the special two. Just due to him playing a little bit more passively and, you know, dealing with stubborn, having to remove indestructible, so I just couldn't get to my special 2 in time before those charges expired. Then I do decide to parry, and I was just one hit away from getting that perfect special 2. But then unfortunately all those charges fall off. So now I only have 5. But I'm just going to throw it anyway. He's already at about 50% and it should do a good amount of damage. So yeah, I took him down to 4%, so I just need to drop one more combo to take him out and then throw a special one. So yeah, very comfortable fight for Guardian, and I only parried once. And I thought that would be my last fight, but I also just had to finish off this Doom boss. So once again, I'm going to go in with Nick Fury. And he's only at 36%, so it shouldn't be that bad. Or rather, it shouldn't take that long. So once again, bait that heavy attack, and he is cooperating quite nicely, you know. Only doing one medium attack and then throwing the heavy. And I also want to bait the special 2, just so he doesn't trigger his aura. And Fury is a defensive champ, so you can stack up those destructible charges whenever he parries, which just makes the fight a bit easier. Okay, so then he does throw the special 1, so now I want to avoid him while he has that aura and just wait for it to expire, because I want to get that shock on me if he does happen to nullify my precision buff. And then once it expires, I go in once again to bait the heavy attack or the second medium. I didn't get it on his first combo, but I try again, get it on the next one. Okay, keep on holding block so I can bait the special 2. End my combo, then throw a special 1 just to make sure that I can actually get a bit of space before I dex it. Drop one more combo, and he goes down. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video and Season 21. A pretty interesting one for me, just due to Path 9, really. I got to use a couple of champs who I've never used in Alliance War before. Took me out of my comfort zone a bit, but yeah, it was a good learning experience. Had a bit of a bumpy start, but I did manage to adapt and get good. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.